Welcome back. In this video, we're going to reveal how an audit and an examination of your business processes will help you gain that all-important accreditation. If you've just joined us and need a refresher, follow the link to our Introduction to Accreditation video. So, why work towards this? We recognise that businesses are looking to become more agile and more competitive. Blue Frontier is a web services and software house with years of experience of building information security and quality controls, and we offer consultancy based in many areas with expert knowledge accrued over years of gaining our own accreditations.
Because Blue Frontier is an agency, we have a wide range of skills internally. What this allows us to do is to give expert advice to our clients, and this really facilitates their accreditation against, for example, information security under ISO 27001 or medical device manufacturer under 13485. I've got experience of working with, for example, building companies, so we've implemented health and safety management systems. We also run our own environmental management system, and I've also assisted clients with implementing those as well. So it doesn't just stop with information security, quality and so on. It really is as broad as the range of ISO standards are, and in fact I recently spent a week in a COVID test laboratory helping them with metrology, which is another ISO standard.
The first step is to decide which accreditation or accreditations you want. Core to this process is an examination of workflows, processes, spend, and resources. At stage 1, we gather requirements, goals, and expectations.
Actually work out where you sit in relation to the standard. So, for example, what we would typically do is conduct an audit and what we call a gap analysis. We look at where you are, what the standard says you need to do, and then we analyse the gaps between the two, and we can develop a plan from that.
Is it primarily accreditation, driving a change in the business, or is it to meet a new customer requirement?
So it's actually going into a business and saying, what are your processes? Okay, so from inquiry to invoice, what do you do? How do you do it? What are your processes? Where are the inefficiencies? Where are the hotspots? What are the problems? What are the manual processes?
Whatever the requirement, this is a company-wide conversation.
What we tend to do is focus on some key individuals. Businesses typically, alongside management, will have key staff members within each department who are the sort of font of all knowledge for that department. So if you ask somebody who's doing the job, they know where the inefficiencies are, they know what they have to do and repeatedly do and do manually. Because usually it's things they hate doing. So, speaking to these people, you get a really clear idea of where the problems lie.
This collaboration can be remote or on-site, but it's about helping a business write a series of process documents, giving guidance to source appropriate training.
So we could train a quality manager, we could train an information security manager, we can train internal auditors. So we can provide the structure, we can provide the template, and they can build it out for themselves. Alternatively, we can sit down and do some more in-depth process analysis and actually start to pull out the details of that for them and formulate that into a document on their behalf. So really it's about bringing value to that business, across the whole swath of different facets of the management systems that need to be put into place.
As businesses get more into the specifics of the process, metrics-based elements become part of the fabric of the plan.
So where we're looking at the collection of key performance indicators, be that against for example, quality management system itself, or just in terms of the business itself, timeliness of delivery. If you're a project or a service-based company, then we'd be looking at things like budget overrun, timeliness of delivery of projects. And all of these things can be brought into the required management review meetings, and all of these KPIs, all this data can be analysed, broken down and discussed within the forum of these meetings.
Ultimately, we provide companies with a means by which they can address difficulties and challenges and streamline operations. If there are elements of an ISO standard that require some technical changes, we can assist with advising and helping to build those management systems, as well as changes required on an organisational, process and policy level.
Within the ISO standards, whilst they're written in a reasonably straightforward fashion, when you're actually then sat in front of an auditor who's got experience of these things, their interpretation of what you should be doing off the back of a given piece of language within the standard would be perhaps quite different to that which you might understand it to be from just a plain written English perspective. There's a whole raft of implied understanding that sits behind that. And because we've got years and years and years of doing this and being externally audited ourselves and auditing other people, we're able to bring that audit experience directly to our customers to try and result in the maximum possible chances of success of any accreditation process.
There's obviously a lot more to this process than we can cover in the time allowed. So, for more information, go to bluefrontier.co.uk or feel free to email one of our experts. For businesses whose goals are high, there is no better underpinning than that which ISO accreditation brings. Thank you for watching.